Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kanye West's billion-dollar business. Before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Let's get right into it. When we last checked in with Kanye West, the mercurial hip-hop superstar turned footwear magnate, I was tiptoeing through a parking lot crop circle composed of hundreds of pairs of his Yeezy sneakers. I'm not a numbers guy, he explained 10 months ago. To ask me to somehow translate this to numbers is to ask your grandmother exactly what the recipe of the cake was. When we featured West on the cover of Forbes last summer, delving into his incredible success with Yeezy, he seemed pleased at first. His world-famous wife, Kim Kardashian West, even tweeted her congratulations to the positive affirmations of 32,000 of their closest Twitter friends. But without sufficient documentation on his unusual stake, versus just his word and industry guesstimates, we didn't call him a billionaire, and that grated on him. As that year wore on, he protested publicly. I showed them an $890 million receipt and they still didn't say billionaire, he told an industry panel, about something that no one at Forbes remembers. In private, he was more biting, a disrespectful article he texted this week that was purposefully snubbing me. When our annual billionaires list appeared earlier this month, again with West absent, still no documentation and now a pandemic to boot, West again reacted with hurt and venom. "You know what you're doing," he texted. "You're toying with me and I'm not finna lie down and take it anymore in Jesus' name." At one point he texted that Forbes was part of a group of media that was trying to suppress his self-made narrative because of his race. That sister-in-law Kylie Jenner did make the list also clearly stuck in his craw. Then yesterday, a breakthrough. West directed his team to provide what we feel is an authentic numeric look into Kanye Incorporated. Three things became very clear from this exercise. First, it reinforces why we put him on the cover in the first place. West, in just a few years, has created a brand that's challenging Nike's Air Jordan for sneaker world supremacy. It's one of the great retail stores of the century. Second, it reinforced that West, who claims both in words and in his paperwork that he's worth more than $3 billion, is as overly boastful as his political idol President Donald Trump. Not a numbers guy? We agree. Finally, and perhaps most critically to West, it does confirm, based on our estimates, that his stake in Yeezy is indeed making him a billionaire. A bit over $1 billion actually. In the process, we can now share more details about Yeezy than ever before revealed, as well as some insight into what drives this extremely creative, extremely enigmatic 10-digit artist. Yeezy is a complicated asset. West owns 100% of it, but it's functionally tied, at least for 5 years, plus, based on the documents we saw, to Adidas, which produces, markets and distributes the shoes. There's also a separate apparel division that we don't believe makes money. Last year, our sources projected the shoes would finish 2019 with revenue north of $1.5 billion. Adidas would not comment then, or now. Per recent conversations and internal documents, we believe the final revenue number ended up closer to $1.3 billion. Our sources told us last year that West's agreement calls for him to receive a royalty around 15% of Yeezy revenue from Adidas. Upon closer inspection, it appears some expenses are carved out of that slice, bringing his actual cut closer to 11%. At that rate, he would have received royalties of over $140 million from Yeezy sales last year. Conservatively, as we typically are with such figures, a 10 times multiple applied to West's Yeezy cut of $140 million makes his stake worth $1.4 billion, but it's a private, highly illiquid $1.4 billion. Our rule of thumb for private assets like that is to lop off at least 10%, and that still leaves us with $1.26 billion. And that's all for today folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another amazing video from us. Until next time.